People born on February 29th, what do you do with your birthday? My grandma was born on February 29th and we always do something a little more special on a leap year. The family once had a sweet 16 party and made everything look like a teenager's birthday party. I'm looking forward to her 21st, because then we're going out drinking. Secondary question. What does Facebook do? Does it only tell your friends to wish you a happy birthday every 4 years, or does it automatically push it to another date? I take both days, the 28th, and the 1st. Always looking for an excuse to eat extra cake. BF decided that my birthday goes from 12 p.m. on February 28th till 12 p.m. March 1st on non-leap years. I know a girl who was born on February 29th. She told me she just celebrates her birthday on March 1st instead, except of course on leap years. Being immortal, they have 1 year while the other have 4. They are gods. A friend's mom of mine was a leap baby. On non-leap years she'd take February 28th and March 1st as both of her de facto birthdays. She figured since she couldn't celebrate the actual day, it was only right she got both. They wait until February 29th comes around. Duh. They don't age a year until it's February 29th, and some people born on that date has been known to live 300 years to us, but to them they just live a normal amount of years. It's simple, really. My twin brother was born on February 28th, but then I was born past midnight. It wasn't a year with the 29th, so my B-day's on March 1st, but just imagine. I celebrate February 28th and March 1st because I can, damn it. Also, my brother started texting me happy on the 28th and birthday on the 1st. A few friends have picked up this tradition as well. My boyfriend's birthday is February 29th. We are around the same age. I am 31 and, officially, he is 8. I expect the police at my door any day now. When I was a kid, I'd celebrate on the 28th since it was still February. In my 20s I loved to go out, so I'd celebrate both February 28th and March 1st. Now I'm turning 36 and I just want time to please stop for a bit. But I am actually excited for the upcoming 29th. I celebrate it on March 1st. And I make jokes sometimes about it like I'm 5 now. But it's annoying that everyone who finds out my birthday asks what I do with it. Australia had to deal with this issue in their criminal court system recently. A girl born on February 29, 2000 committed a crime on February 28, 2018. There was a bit of debate as to whether she was to be tried as a juvenile or an adult. Some pretty amusing arguments were used. Each year that the plaintiff has aged since February 29, 2000 is measured by the passage of 12 calendar months. Substituting the definition of month, because there is no corresponding day 3 out of every 4 years, the 12th month of every common year the plaintiff has been alive, concludes on 28 February. It was only on March 1, 2018 that she became someone who was at least 18 years old. Link to the story here. I wish my birthday was on February 29th now, stress-free 3 years with not worrying about who wishes you, where to give the party, etc. Most folk I know don't celebrate on their actual birthday every year. Unless it falls on a weekend. My wife is born on the 29th, We've had some bigger parties on leap years. When she was 24 we did a 6-year-old theme. Usually she tries to milk the 28th and the 1st as 2 birthdays. Finishing their pirate apprenticeships. I take it and slide it into an ovular envelope before showering it in Vaseline and sliding it, slowly and gently, into my rectum over and over again. Please tell me there are some fans of the Pirates of Penzance here. https://www.youtube.com/watch?b=6vxwjmtdve. Grandmother born on February 29th. She celebrates it on the 28th, except in leap years. When it's not the leap year I celebrate on the closest weekend, just a normal generic B-day party. On the leap year, I'll be 7 this upcoming February. My family thoroughly enjoys creating a kids' party, number 7 candle on my cake, cards, balloons, etc. The one thing I love most on the off years is I can get food freebies the 28th as well as the 1st. I have a friend who is about 5 but went to the same class as me. I'm 20. He jokes with this quite often, but basically he just celebrates on the 1st or 29th if applicable. I'm not, but my sister is, and we celebrated the 28th most of the time I think, if it suits with everyone, and we also joke about how she's only a kid because she only has an actual birthday every 4 years. It's like having 2 birthdays but you don't have that full birthday feeling. You also have to constantly answer questions about when and how you celebrate. I hate it. On the other hand, when the 29th actually happens it's fucking amazing. I had friend born on that day, and he just celebrated it on the 28th. Although it was funny because when he was 16, he couldn't take his driver's test until March 1st. So even though he wanted to take his driver's test on his birthday, he couldn't because he wasn't old enough. Kind of a weird flaw. My wife and I split a huge piece of cotton candy cheesecake, then we hold hands for a while, we listen to some Anita Baker, then she meets up with some friends, and I turn in early. Celebrate it? Wait, what do people born on other dates do with their birthday? Normally when there is no 29th, I celebrate on the 28th since it's still in February. Not me, and not a birthday. But my parents got married on leap year. So the first 3 anniversaries is just a card and maybe some candy as a present, then on leap year they do it big. My grandmother celebrates the 28th except leap years. She'll be 21 this year if we're going by actual 29 THS. Celebrate it? The real birthdays are usually more special, so it's like you're having a regular birthday and then every 4 years you feel double as important and get even cooler presents. I used to celebrate on 28th, because after all I'm born in February, not March. Facebook sometimes alerts people on 28th and sometimes on 1st of March, but since there's no actual date it can go on for a whole birthday week, so I turned off the birthday option because it is kinda annoying and I don't even use Facebook that much. In real life people also tend to forget about it, but when there is the 29th, I can get congratulations from all sorts of people, even some I haven't heard from or talked to in years, because everybody remembers that weird February kid LOL. Turning 7 next year. Smiley face. Drink 4 years worth of alcohol to make up for missed birthdays. Born on the 27th, but got married on the 29th of February. Anniversaries, 2 so far, never go past unnoticed, laughing face. Facebook still doesn't know I'm married though, so can't help the ones wondering about that. Nice to see so many Pisces in one thread. My grandfather celebrated on both the 28th and March 1st. Which is to say he would drink wine in his garage alone as the gods intended. I've always celebrated on the 28th, because I have some ingrained loyalty to February. As I've gotten older, my 8th birthday is coming up next year. I've found that I celebrate my non-leap day birthdays less and less, but I try to go all out for the real ones. Also, doing things I would have enjoyed when that age, so I'm thinking mini golf for this next one. Legally it is the 1st. However, the years I turned 19 and 21 I celebrated the 28th. The gas station attendants felt like it made sense to sell me cigs, and so did bartenders/bouncers with the alcohol. Other years it just depends. But on actual leap years I always have a big party with a half and half cake. This year, 2020, it will be half 9 years old and half 36 years old themed. I hated it growing up but fucking love it now. FB is very confused by it. My grandmother was born on February 29th. She refused to celebrate her birthday unless it was a leap year. I think she was the ripe old age of 22 when she passed away, having survived about 88 revolutions of the sun. Age. My mom was born on the 29th, and she usually just celebrated on the 1st. But when I was a kid, I read that some English king declared that the 28th was the official birthday for non-leap years, so I would always celebrate it the day before. If I could nothing, cause I don't like celebrating the fact I survived some amount of years and get stuff for it, but I have to cause I'm 14. My sister was born 29th of February and she celebrates it 1st of March, but leap years we bring extra cake. It is overused, but we joke about her age, as if she were a quarter of her real age. It's still weird saying I'm banging a 3 years old. I've written code that needs the last day of an arbitrary month. It subtracts 1 from the first day of the following month. The girl next door was born on February 29th and her parents would celebrate her birthday like normal. Whatever weekend usually worked, when that 4th year came around they would try to make it extra special. I also remember having a conversation about her being old enough to drive and drink. She told me they just look at the year on the ID, not at the date or age. Leap year kiddos, happy early birthday. February of 2020 is a leap year. Celebrate every leap year. Also, in order to compensate the speed of aging, multiply your age by 4. That is, a total of 4 parties, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th birthday. In other words, a week in Ibiza every 4 years. There's no one born on February 29th, cause March 1st is the date which is written in their birth papers. And I don't know if I had mistake or my speech is wrong. Gimme the right answer. On non-leap years, I usually just celebrate whenever it's convenient / whenever we can get everybody together. Not everyone is this way, though. I know of leap year babies who have a clear preference for the 28th or the 1st, and want to celebrate a birthday each year. Personally, I rather keep the celebrations to a minimum in the off years, so that I can justify really going wild when the 29th comes. Other common questions I get / have seen in this thread. Facebook is weird. It clearly tells some of my friends to wish me a happy birthday on the 28th and some of them on the 1st. Not sure why or what separates the list. When I was below drinking age, 21 in the US, my license put me as under 21 until the 28th of February. So I got to go out and get swifty a day early. Fun fact, it takes the Earth a little more than 365 days to complete one revolution around the Sun, approximately 365.25 days. This is why we have leap day. Rather than factoring in a quarter of a day to our yearly calendar, or allowing the seasons to shift over time, we simply add one day every 4 years to maintain consistency. Depends on the year. Usually just wait until the 1st because that's what we did while I was growing up. I'll be 6 this year. My wife's due date is March 2nd, 2020. I am hoping for 2 days early so I will have a whole lifetime of dad jokes to make. When it's not a leap year I usually flip a coin. If it's heads I celebrate on the 28th, tails March 1st. On a leap year I wonder what chain of events led to me being born not only on a leap year but also in the year 2000, the new millennium. Either some higher power was drunk, or it's some kind of sign. My godfather was born on February 29th. He likes to joke how he has 2 kids, 2 grandkids, a wife, and house, but he's not even 18 yet. He usually celebrates it March 1st though. An ex-boyfriend of mine's birthday was February 29th, so each year would celebrate it either on February 28th or March 1st depending on which fell on a better day. On a leap year, he just partied way harder. Not me but my nephew is. His birthday gets skipped. He gets presents every other day though. How does the government register people who are born on February 29th? My friend just has his birthday on the closest weekend. Every 4 years when it actually appears, though, we go buck wild. It's fun. My brother born on February 29th, we celebrate the 28th or the 1st of March depending of the year. And we always make the joke that he is only a child because he is less to 10 years old, counting only the real birthdays. Well, if it's anything like my last birthday, I'll be running down the shoulder of I-90 in drag, doing a full speed sprint in high heels, a mini skirt, and a tube top carrying a tray of 4 coffee cups filled with gasoline. Granted, that's usually how I spend every Thursday night. Hopefully it won't be as cold and windy. I never seem to find anyone that shares my logic that it is the day after the 28th so should really be celebrated on the 1st of March. I was 2 days early. February 27th, 1976. I always told my mom when I was young, couldn't you wait 2 more days? Then I'd be 2 instead of 8 and wouldn't have to go to school. She'd remind me that I'd get presents every 4 years if it were that way. Anyways, that's my almost answered your question story. My niece was set to be born on the 29th, so my brother said they'd just celebrate on the 28th. She ended up being born on the 28th anyway. On non-leap years I go to bed on the 28th and tomorrow is my birthday. On March 1st I wake up and it was yesterday. Just missed it. I always go big on leap years because it's weird in the other years. I get happy birthdays from people on both days though. Small celebration, usually a dinner, on the 28th when there is no leap day that year. Big ass Leslie Nope level of birthday on the 29th when it happens. Back in college I knew someone with a February 29, 1968 birthday who threw a themed birthday with decorations, games, and food appropriate for a 5-year-old on her 20th birthday. Look forward to it like a motherfucker? Celebrate it? Your birthday is then just the day after February 28th. Party from noon the 28th till noon the 1st. February 28th is the day they celebrate. Every 4 years, then the 29th. Pretty simple really. I celebrate it on February 28th and March 1st. Why celebrate it once when you can celebrate it twice? A cousin just celebrates March 1st most years and the 29th every 4 years. She's kinda had it with the jokes though, so unoriginal. Born on February 29th. Normally, I celebrate on the 28th as I was born in the early hours of the 29th. On the non-leap years, OFC. On the 29th, I tend to throw a big party themed on the age. When I was 16, we had a 4-year-old themed party. Facebook seems to spit out the March 1st on the non-leap years. I also find it amusing telling people I'll be 5 in a couple of months. There's also the classic AHH you have to wait until you're 72 to drink haha joke. Both my brother and my nephew are leap year babies. Different sides of a split family, and super random if you ask me, and they both get to choose which day they celebrate. Once turning 21 came into play, my bros started celebrating on the 1st, plus it technically is the day after the 28th. I was born 28th and my friend the 29th. She celebrates on the 28th when not a leap year. Relevant. Ask a manager. Number 3. Not me, but a friend I lost contact with who was born on this day just picked if he wanted to celebrate his birthday on the 28th of February, or the 1st of March. Get old at a 1/4 the rate you do. My wife and I are currently expecting a child due on March 5th, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed for February 29th. We actually talked about what we would do and we decided small celebrations except for leap years, then we'd go all out. Also, I really wanna make all the "you're turning 2 and it's not your birthday this year" jokes that everyone seems to wear out. Bunch of hookers and cocaine. I was born that day and I personally prefer to celebrate it on the 28th, even though there are also people wishing me happy birthday the next day. However, when it's leap year, I like to celebrate it a bit more special. Smiley face. I was 50 minutes away from being born on the 29th. It's my life's biggest regret I didn't make it out on time. March 1st for me, or more properly, the closest weekend, generally after. 2 big questions I have for fellow leaplings. How do you remember what years are? Math is easy to forget and I'm lazy, so I just go by US presidential elections since they're freaking inescapable. Do you get a lot of people asking if you're 4? I've had people asking if I'm 4 for the past 15 years. Currently 27. Edit. On 2, there are other ages occasionally, but 4 seems far and away the most common for me. My dad celebrates it on February 28th and March 1st in the off years. I think FB puts him on March 1st. But people start telling him on the 28th. We make a big deal of his birthday when it's actually the 29th. Smiley face. Celebrate. Not me, but my friend has their birthday on February 29th, and whenever she has leap year come around she gets a cake with her candle amount in leap year. 16 would be 4, and after that she normally just does the usual. Not exciting, but it's something. It would be really cool if having two 29ths as a birthday made you age at 25% the rate that everyone else does. Not me, but my mom's friend. She celebrates it every 4 years. I'm 4. I'm not, but just pretend you're born on the 28th. It switches to the 1st of March on non-leap years. This is an established thing. Most websites have support for it as well. My mom celebrates her birthday every year on February 28th when it's not leap year. And IRC, Facebook notifies people on February 28th or March 1st that it's her birthday. I always like it on the 28th because I was born in February, not March. Mom always did it in March though. In school I never got any of the shout-outs because my birthday wasn't a thing 3 out of the 4 years. Funny story, I once went to a dentist office and they asked my birthday, but when I told them and they tried to put it in the computer it didn't show up. They hadn't changed the year. It took an allegation my birthday wasn't real before I had them change the year first. As a kid, my parents would let me have a huge friends party every 4 years. On the off years I was pretty insistent on celebrating on February 27th or 28th but not March XD. Nowadays my family still tries to visit me for my actual leap day. Not sure what I'll do at 3 months though, haha. My wife and I's anniversary is on February 29th, as is my sister's B-day. February 29th, 2000. My school always celebrated it on February 28th, but my family always did on March 1st. Nowadays though, I just go to work, and maybe buy a whole bunch of cookies. My family honestly just used it as an excuse to give me a party only every 4 years, although we celebrated every year of course. It's just fun to fuck with people, being 19 and saying I turn 5 in 3 months. My question is, legally, when is your birthday? Is it just you're a year older on March 1st because that's after February 29th? I take both days. Sometimes my parents even tell me happy birthday on different days even they are not sure. Usually whichever day falls on the weekend. If not, then usually the 28th since it arrives sooner. I'm excited to turn 7 next year. Like every other teenager's birthday I guess. But when I celebrate my birthday on February 29th, my parents treat me by letting me visit other countries. Well, we are going to celebrate Mom in New York in 2020 February 29th. I hope it's worth 8h to get there. I was born on the 28th of February, but since often people born on the 29th of February celebrate their birthday on the same day as I do, technically their birthday is my birthday too, right? My mother-in-law was born on the 29th, and she doesn't do much for it on the 3 years that there is no 29th. She'll have a nice party on the actual 29th though. This year is her sweet 16, so we are going to Arizona and going to a Cubs spring training game.